Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast.
Yes, sir.
I'm your host, Q Steezy, and today's new wave is KenZ, aka Control, aka Cameron McKenzie.
Thank you.
KenZ, how was your day today?
It's been a busy day, man. I'm coming from Daphne, moving some things, looking at some weird AI stuff,
Taking over.
recording. I got 2 sessions to get to after this.
Damn. So when do you typically go to bed then if you're recording so late?
So here's the thing about being an engineer and just being in music in general. So people in music, in order to afford to do it, because I think regular people should do music regularly. So that's your regular day is what, a 9 to 5.
Right.
That means I'm servicing those people who work a 9 to 5. So I'm not meeting them until at least after 6. So my day is like 8 hours. So 9 to 5, that's 8 hours. Give them like 2 hours to themselves to even get to me. So let's say 7 to 3.
Right.
So my day is usually like 7 to 3.
Right. Your 9 to 5 is 5 to 9.
My kind of, yeah. Well,
yeah.
7 to 3, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You've been doing the Instagram lives.
Sometimes, yeah, during the sessions.
Right.
You've been catching those. Cool.
And one of those you mentioned, maybe halfway through, you mentioned how there is no bedtime. How it's like a bedtime is like a falsely.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a bedtime when you have to be up past the people who are working. So if people are working, things are constantly in motion.
Right, but it's like it's a false term.
It's a false term. Yeah,
it's up for debate. Society determined.
Yeah.
Right. That was interesting.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
Cool.
Where do the names Control, KenZ, where do those come from?
So Control is an older name that I used to go by. It was one of my first artist monikers. Control was the full name is Control the Lyricist.
Right.
And it was a mission statement to get lyricism back inside the city. We were here in Mobile. You have Rich Boy and you have Cap. You have people who are in a trap era. And as a hip hop fan and someone who has his roots in poetry, that's how I really started as one of the spoken word poets down here. So Control with a K is an acronym.
Right.
It's knowledge over nonsense to reflect off of life.
Love that.
The middle of that is the cross or the T.
Right.
So the first had the con and the last part is the troll. Right.
Right.
So the cross being Christ, of course,
right.
And being the T being the
right.
And the end of it being lyricism or the L. So Control. So there was a lot of things that went into being Control the Lyricist that I put down.
That's phenomenal. That's I love how well thought that is, and I think a lot of people will attest that they wish they had something only half as well thought as that.
I appreciate that. KenZ is a newer stance. KenZ is the middle of everything. I feel like I'm in the middle of my career. I feel like I'm in the middle of the city. I feel like I'm in the middle of genres.
Sure.
I take a good step at being a bridge in a lot of things. So
it's a good metaphor.
McKenzie is my middle name, and KenZ is the middle of my middle name.
Man, I love stuff like that. And I think any writer does. It's nuances like that.
It's all about the writing. It's all about looking at something a little bit closer and finding
perspective too.
Else. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, everybody's got their own take on it. Do you ever find yourself trying to explain that to friends and they're just like, I don't care?
I don't think friends need to care. They need to be friends, right? Like this belongs to, and these explanations, you can bounce these ideas off of friends.
Right.
And they'll be like, me knowing your character,
right,
I feel like that fits you.
Right.
They don't have to like it or understand it even. But you should have people, confidants. You should keep good company.
Absolutely.
And be able to bounce stuff off of them.
Right. And not to get too societal or whatever, but
Bro, I'm here for it. Give me whatever, bro. Give me whatever.
good company is sometimes the most honest company. You got to keep the people that'll tell you straight in any time. But yeah, and then also to elaborate more on that kind of self awareness with the meaningfulness of your own art and craft and your own names. I experienced that as well, and with you mentioning that, I wonder how many other artists also have that kind of thing. Like when I released my music, like the dates have a certain meaning, and the songs, that kind of stuff is cool. So I'm glad you brought that up. I met you at Blue Magic.
Blue Magic Studios, yes, sir.
Do you still tap in there every so often?
That's where a lot of the lives are.
Got it.
Sometimes the lives are in other places. I work at, let's call it 5 studios now. There are more, but I'm official in-house engineer and artist for like 5 different studios.
And when did you enter the game?
Define the game.
The game is proclaiming yourself as an artist. I want to be a part of the music scene in Mobile.
I would say 2018 is when I started.
That's relatively new.
Yeah, that's relatively new. I've been doing music maybe 15 years now. 15, 16.
So where were you before?
I was still in Mobile, Birmingham, Pensacola, those spaces, but I was still just in school. I was rap battling at Murphy. I was just lunch table freestyling kind of dude, writing songs at home, giving songs to people who knew me and giving things that I had wrote about them that was dedicated to them or their ideas or something that we talked about.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Something I keep is like everyone's got a verse. You got a verse.
Right.
So anytime I meet someone new, like I just met our friend Jaden here.
Right.
And I'm sure like in a couple days I'll think about, what do I remember about this person? Or how does this person make me feel? Right. And Jaden will probably get like 8 bars about him or something that reflects him. And then like say Jaden is going through something.
Sure.
Or say he moves. I see him after a really long time. I see him every day. Something. Or like something significant. He gets married, something. I might continue to write off of that.
I'm really glad you brought up how everybody has a verse. Because I think that that statement has proven true in many instances that I've encountered, be it at this studio or just like the first song that I made was something that I didn't even plan on making.
Of course.
And that verse that you're talking about is kind of like, in the first semester, maybe it was November, I brought some guys to the studio just to show them the studio.
Yeah.
Then they wanted a beat to be played. The beat was played, and then they instantly came up with a song. And they don't really want to do another song.
Yeah, but that one.
And it's like you're finally able to express something that, you think if you've had 20 years of not writing a song, you're going to have something that you can say.
Something to say. So that's something about lyricism. It's bringing life. It's a universal language in tone and feeling where everyone has a verse, yes, within them.
Right.
I'm more so referring to I'll write a verse about everyone that I meet.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But this is also true, whereas everyone has a verse that's in them.
Right.
I recommend that everyone ever record or write down one song in their lifetime. Put it down, record it.
Absolutely.
Because I've had clients, I've had people that I've met, I've had other artists that are just not around or they get sick or they leave. And this is something to remember you and your message by.
Absolutely.
And I record like my average lowest price is like $50 an hour.
Right.
And for someone to say $50 an hour for a service, that sounds crazy.
Right.
But also you're cementing yourself forever.
Exactly.
For $50.
In high quality, of course.
In high quality, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
right. And try to do it in band lab, and you won't be cementing yourself. You'll be playing yourself.
A lot of engineers call them band lab bandits. We call them band lab bandits. You can be a band lab bandit and like get some good drafts off. Right. You can be a Fruity Loop freak and get your drafts off. But if you don't know how to work, that that audio workspace, then you know that's how someone's going to remember you in low quality.
Absolutely. And just, I mean, I love this topic, but I know our viewers probably want to hear some other stuff. But that first song that you make, nothing will be as original.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Well, let's get away from that. You know, I don't think it's easy to get something that original again.
Right.
And I don't mean to be like macabre or anything, but you have to become a different person. A part of you has to surrender or die within yourself to have another original moment like that again. So
yeah, that's true too, actually. Yeah.
And that's the job of like a lyricist or an artist to take 20 years of experience and put it in one song every day.
Right. Right. Or, 20 years of experience and only 1 month of experience and put them both into different songs and, make them sound similar, but also different. That was great. Am I pronouncing this right? Nom de guerre.
Nom de guerre, yes.
That is for lovers.
For lovers, yeah.
Recent album, November 21st.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah. Explain that.
So nom de guerre, it translates to a name that you fight under or a name for fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And nom de guerre for lovers is this is the moniker, this is the stage, this is the act or the acts of fighting for love.
Right.
And there are a lot of R&B songs, there are a lot of like carefully written poems and pieces and raps in there that is me fighting for and representing fighting for a love that I've had or a love that I want or a love within myself.
Mm.
And to have life or the absence of is to fight for that love to me. Like to go about, hey, this is foreign to do, which is why it's in a different language.
Right.
And this is the name or the heart that I'll do this with. This is the face that I'm going to do this with. I'm going to come forward with it in this way. And this is for lovers. Now, nom de guerre for fighters is coming next.
Woo!
So
love it.
There's a way that you do this for love, and there's a way you do this for war. So, but both of them are fair, and both of them are unfair.
Right, and now you've got the kind of jungle theme in Nom de Guerre, and I don't want you to spoil anything, but
no, go ahead.
You've also got this kind of hazy album cover. It's kind of a desert feel. What's to expect for fighters?
So for fighters, love is it's not vague, but it's harder to describe. It is carnal. I think like love is something that everyone has their own kind of thing for, and they understand it differently. But anger is so simple.
True.
Love is simple, but it's complicated. Fighting is not complicated.
Right.
You can have what I call ooga booga brain and fight. You can't have ooga booga brain and love properly.
Properly, right.
Yeah. So it's a lot closer. It's a lot more direct. There's not a lot of interpretation. But for lovers, it is sometimes desolate. And if you look, there are 3 characters on that cover, and there is a monolith with the light on top of it that they are traveling towards, and one is traveling away from, as if they're coming from that monolith. So it depends on what character you are.
Right.
And in the sunset, I have like my name kind of hidden in the sunset in there.
You dirty rascal.
If you look really close, but like that is to say, like there is a horizon of another love or monolith that is far away from what you're seeing now or the one that you have now. So even if you're coming from love right now or you're going towards it, there's still more on the horizon that inspires you to maybe go towards or away from that. And you never know where you are until you fight for that love, or you fight for that horizon, or you fight for that monolith.
Fight for that monolith.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
I appreciate it.
I love the deep meaning, and I'm sure you like being able to elaborate on it and make sure people understand.
I've liked a lot of interpretations that I've gotten from it because there is a lot of if you look at the titles, they're in triplets. Some of the songs tell similar and opposite stories of each other.
Yeah.
There are different acts in it where um it's chapters.
Right.
So I want people to look at the album like it's a story being written, like and that's what it is. It's different versions of that love, and it's a different versions of those fights that you go through for it. It's it's very real. It's very honest.
Excellent, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next, do you have? I've asked you this before, and I think you said you were working on it. What ideas for promotion do you have with either album or?
I did. So marketing is a funny thing. Um, for promotion, depends on who's listening to this, like on how I want to phrase this, because KenZ is all frequency from the middle.
Right.
So when you're mixing, you have a middle boxy kind of frequency that you want to stay in sometimes that I like to focus on. There are higher frequency, which is kindness, kind of turned frequency that is energy.
Right. Right.
There's a zero out that's neutral.
Right.
There's a low frequency that's the middle or the zero.
Right.
Or the zero. And neutral and zero are kind of everything past zero is zero.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that is neutral, it's a little bit over zero, but also zero.
Right.
So when you're looking at stuff like that, it's like which one of these do I want to give you? The K, the E, the N, or the Z? So for marketing, I think the highest one is just speech, going out, reaching out to people, doing podcasts like this.
Right.
You get to speak with people on different levels. I'm not sure if you've seen other podcasts. If you look up my name, a podcast is going to come up.
And that's actually what you said last time when I asked you. You said, I'm going to go to some podcasts first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to give people kindness. You have to give them a solid conversation. Sit down with them.
Right.
Let them know what your intentions are.
Mm-hmm.
Make them known. Make them transparent.
Right.
That is kindness. That is consideration. You have to give them energy. You have to give them performances. You have to give them standing up. Get them understanding what they're fighting for, what it is, or what your cause is. You have to be neutral. You have to sit down and not promote at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that, hey, I want you guys to listen to the album, but if you don't and it's not for you, that's what I want you to do. I want you to not listen to it. And that goes into zero. Some people I don't want to listen to the album. If you don't understand love or you don't understand fighting for something, this is not something for you.
Right.
And I'd rather you stay away from it.
A true artist.
So, yeah. So that it depends. It depends on like promotion. When you have a body of work that means something to you and should mean something to people, or that it's not just this is part of the game.
Right.
That's why when you said when did you enter the game, some of it's a game, some of it's not a game, some of it is not a game at all. Right. Some of it's like part of these people. Like some of this is stuff to be remembered by, and how, and it's like how you're documented. So, right. I'm really careful with when it comes to stuff like that. But that is something that I would want to consider for everything.
Absolutely. It's I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No problem.
But I liked what you said about sometimes it's not about promotion, and that's how you know you're making art first. You know, and you're not trying to appeal to the mainstream.
For sure.
Let's see. When you said you started making music in high school, what do you think inspired that?
Well, I started making songs when I was small. When I started making songs when I was in high school, I went to school with people who did music. I went to school with like some of the artists that you see around the city now. Me and Kat were in the same class. Me and some artists, cousins and stuff that know each other, and was like, "Oh, we're going to the booth," or "Hey," like I was a battle rapper, so it was like, "Hey, lunch, we're doing this."
Right.
Like, don't fight. Like not even no beat. Like we're at the Horseshoe at Murphy, just going talking about somebody. Just I'm gonna break you down for real. Like so, and I was and originally I didn't have that communication with people.
Right.
Like I went to private schools for a long time. I felt a disconnect with people.
Sure.
So a lot of it was to get these thoughts across in a way that they could understand.
Right.
And that's why lyricism is important to me, because it gets a message across.
Absolutely.
And it conveys this message. So when I started making these songs in high school, because I started in like middle school, because that's when I like stopped going to private schools and stuff like that. So when I started feeling that disconnect, I was like, nah, I can do this. I can do this way. And, just culture shock at first and then adapting. And it's all about adapting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Finding new originality in different environments.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You gotta adapt to survive.
Yeah.
You gotta adapt to survive. So just making songs. I think one of my first songs was about like the Blue Angels, like over in Pensacola. Then I started making songs just about people in my life, and I carry that practice on today.
Right.
With just writing about everyone that you meet. And it was just something that people understood where I started to come from, rather than, I don't get what you say by this, or nah, I don't get it. Like the tone, and then taking time to, no, I put this together, I wrote this and I rewrote this to where you can't misinterpret it.
Right.
And if you continue to misinterpret it, you're like, okay, this is how it sounds to you. Okay, I get your perspective.
Right. Just briefly, Ali Kazam was in here before you.
He was what?
And he mentioned that there was a rap battle coming up.
He talked about that, huh?
He briefly mentioned it.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
He said he's gonna have some words for you.
I imagine me and Ali have known each other for a good amount of time. And we have a battle coming up. We've worked around each other for a good decent few years.
Right.
So a friend of ours, or a mutual friend of the scene, had passed away recently. And another one of the OGs around here, another like really experienced DJ, he used to run battle raps.
Right.
Now, when I was doing battle raps in high school, I wasn't old enough to like get into clubs or do these events or anything like that. I was just hearing about them because I would do battle raps in school, and the older guys were like, yeah, we need to try to figure out a way to do yada, yada, yada. But everybody was still in high school. Ain't nobody got, resources to really pull anything like that off.
Right.
So now it's like, this is the guy I've been hearing about, catching up to him, getting the pass off of just everything he been doing and whatever.
Right.
So now to come full circle and be a part of that, the resurgence of battle rap in the city, because Mobile hasn't had a lot of battle rap in the past like 5 or so years, until like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Me and Crimson King had pulled off a battle that really catapulted both of our careers.
We'll live in infamy.
Yeah, a lot of other battles happen. I think I have been 3 after me and Ali's battle. I would have been like 5 of the last 4 battle raps that happened in the city.
That's awesome.
No, I'm sorry, 4.
Yeah, that also makes no sense.
Yeah, so
that's awesome though. Way to get involved.
Yeah,
where's your favorite spot?
It's not about the spot, it's about the sport.
Okay.
So when two people have differences and you've got something to get off your chest. Sometimes it doesn't go over smoothly.
Right.
We have plenty of examples of artists getting into it physically.
Damn.
But you're artists. Be artists and make it public. Say what you got to say, and put it on wax in front of everybody. Get a camera, get the mics, and y'all do this one-on-one. Like, explain yourselves.
Right.
And whoever comes out of that on top is how we govern now.
Sure.
Or how we're learning to. So
right.
This is going to be another step in that direction. I'm sure Ali's got some words. I've got some things from
That's
the
awesome,
city to
man.
say.
That's awesome. I'm super excited. I'll definitely be there.
Okay, word. I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how could you miss it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you know how many people are going to be competing?
There'll be 3 battles.
3 battles, yeah.
There'll be 3 battles. Me and Ali are going to be the first one, though.
Cool.
We're going to pop this off right.
The main event goes first.
The main event is going first, to be honest. Yeah, it is. It is kind of like me and him do have kind of the spark. We are the youngest out of the bunch, but we're also, if you ask me, the most relevant. So like, he drops promo and I drop tracks. Like,
right.
Yeah, so that's just how we're doing that.
Right. And in addition to writing songs, you also are a great producer.
I appreciate it.
And you're obviously well renowned in the community, and you've got experience with many technology that at least I'm not that familiar with.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I came in here touching all your stuff.
Oh, no, I trust you. And yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are the same way as me, where when you mention something, they're like, you got that.
You got it.
I'll just stick to the words. You know? What made you get into production? And first, what made you get into production?
Well, production is such a vast world that, like, I didn't know what was behind the curtain. So far as, like, I just know, hey, I'm gonna stick to the words. Same thing you were saying. But when I figured out, like, there's a lot of different art forms when it comes to, like, this one art form. So you hear a song, but you need a music producer or a beat maker, and you need an engineer, and those are 2 separate people a lot of times. And someone who, like, I record you,
right,
but I didn't produce the beat for it,
right,
or I didn't write anything for it. But as an engineer, if you're like, here, I'm working this out, I'm hearing it professionally for the first time during the recording session, someone might say, give me a word, or why doesn't this sound right? And I'll say, take out this syllable, or add this, or switch this.
Right.
So that's a important tool to have outside of just the actual technical mechanic part of it.
Absolutely.
So
something that AI can't replace.
Something AI can't replace for sure. Yeah, man. It's getting to a weird place. But then there's putting on shows, doing things live. Like, some people who can get in a booth can't get on stage. Some people who are good on stage cannot get in a booth. So it's all about, I wanted to know more about it. And an engineer and an artist and a producer sometimes is 5 different people, 10 different people, or 1 person, or a songwriter as well. So I wanted to say, how can all of these facets be with me? Like, how can I be a part of as much as the end product as possible? That way, when I do bring people in, it's that more diverse. So I'm very proud of you learning.
Likewise.
To learn everything that you're doing and see everything that you're doing, and even pick up some engineering yourself, you know. Yeah.
I mean, it's
a ride. It's a ride
now. I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but just learning the basics.
This would be your 2018. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I started engineering.
Exactly.
And that's really the year I started engineering.
Right.
Like, I've been an artist forever.
Right.
But when I started engineering, I was like, no, I'm doing music now. Like, I can walk into some gear,
right,
and mechanically myself put together a product that I can give to other people.
So, you began in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
but Nom de Guerre
Mm-hmm.
has only recently come out.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is 5.5 maybe years.
Yeah.
What can you talk me through that? Because I've wondered just how uh, how do you
Nom de Guerre is on all platforms.
it is.
I've had albums that were not on all platforms. And like I think SoundCloud is a great place to get songs from idea to people really fast. I think USB drives, AirDrop,
Right.
just giving people
Right.
like in a physical way or just emailing like I had wrote several songs that were like love songs, diss tracks directly to people.
Mm.
And those songs are out and those are some people's favorite songs from me, whether it was for or about them.
Mm.
And like they're like, yeah, the album's cool, but remember when you wrote that thing about the ice cream thing that happened? I was like, dude, that was like 8 years ago, 7 years. And the people will ask me about songs that I don't have anymore that is still in their phone or still in their hard drive and stuff like that. And it's because it's that story, you know, it's a real thing that they lived through and they saw like, oh yeah, no, this is part of that.
That's actually something that I never realized how everybody's got a verse, but everybody's got a verse about them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's something that you've tapped into.
Yeah. It's like that those are probably better works. I'll say Nom de Guerre is one of it's technically my best work that's like public.
Mm.
Mechanic mixing wise is my best work.
Oh, absolutely.
Lyrically it's not close. Like mechanically it's not close. Like so far as the actual techniques that were there, emotion, it's there, but a lot of that is like learned stuff. A lot of like my earlier works were very like raw and emotional and original. So if you come across like some older stuff, it sounds bad, but it's done really well. Yeah. So,
but I mean, it's a different time in your life.
It's a different time. It's a different time for sure.
Yeah.
But that's something that I recommend people think about is the actual craft, because I was putting together albums off of craft, and I put another SoundCloud tape out that was just the trash can. It was just the entire songs that I couldn't finish, that I didn't want.
The archives.
Yeah, the archives. And I can't remember what I called it, but it was just like a ravine or something. It was a canyon. It was a canyon that I had edited.
I like that.
And it was just like spring cleaning. Like this is the abyss of things that you will never hear again.
Right.
Like it wasn't like might delete later, but it was like, here's the garbage can, man. This is what I'm not using.
Right.
Like here's the
I think everybody's got songs like that.
Yeah, so you pick up some things off of the writing room floor and be like, this was an idea and stuff like that. So,
right.
So yeah, I've heard a lot of things to be done. I've heard
for the fans only.
The fans only, for sure. Like just for people who are like, if someone messages me and be like, hey, I'm running out of ideas. Can you send me like 20 songs? Right. There's a folder for that. There's like a trash can that I can go into and be like, here, can you make that work? Yeah. Like there's stuff that you need to give to other people and make just for the sake of making it, rather than, oh no, this is the one, this is the next one. Like this is what I gotta do. Yeah. I gotta put this out. This has gotta be everywhere. I want everyone to hear this. There's songs that are really good that I want no one to hear. I don't want anyone to hear those. Some songs are prayers, some songs, even when I like pray over my food, when I pray like at the end of the day, when I pray while I'm driving, when I'm praying for people at church, I'm rapping. Like I'm doing it in a rhyme. Like I'm rhyming. I'm thinking of like bars, and that's right then and there.
When you do you always write your lyrics, or do they just spontaneously come to you sometimes?
Freestyle or off top is something that people need to get back to. I write something, everything's an original thought. Right. Everything's an original thought, and then off of that, you can write down those original thoughts and then tweak them. And sometimes when you're having a conversation and you're like, hey, I want like this is what I want, but actually, nah, let me rethink that. What I really meant to say was this. And when you go, what I really meant to say was that's a little extra power because you already had the initial raw ideal, but once you kind of doctor it some to be like this is more accurate. Like that's what I think writing is.
Yeah.
A lot of my most of my material is written. I do like to think about the things that I say,
Right.
but
It's refining that freestyle stuff.
it's refining those original ideas that I think is really key.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. No, you're good. Good. I think something that's a key component in like refining an idea is first making it honest, having an honest idea,
Right.
and then saying, okay, how can I tell this to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I like doing accents. I like code switching a lot. I like thinking of different ways that I can say the same thing to different people because I could be like, oh man, like it's really hot out here, or you can be in the South and be like, man, it's hotter than chicken grease on a pig or what, it's like you know how people do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and you can do it with a certain twang, you can do it with a certain delivery.
Yeah.
I think finding that idea of how to say something to a particular person or to as many people as possible is what goes into refining that idea or how you're going to refine that idea.
Absolutely.
And doing that to one person and doing that to like several people, that's 4 different songs right there.
Right.
So you could say, yes, I am sad, but you're not going to say, yes, I am sad to your mom the same way you're going to do your friend, the same way you're going to do a teacher, the same way you're going to do like a brother or sister.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, refining those ideas.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's all I've got. I think we had a great talk, and I wanted to introduce a new segment called Pass the Chord.
Oh yeah, Pass the Chord, bro.
Which is in effect because of this freestyle coming about soon. And Jaden, do you have that chord handy? Jaden's the MVP.
Jaden.
We've had him trapped in the corner.
We've had him trapped in. He actually passed the chord. That's fire. All right, word.
So, viewers' discretion is advised. We're going to try to plug this in correctly, but it might come out muddy.
Yeah, it might. You want to sign off here, and then we'll plug it in?
And, people can fast forward.
Okay, word. All right,
Yeah.
Let's try to figure this out.
We'll play some Jeopardy music over this part.
All right, word. Post-edit Jeopardy music now. By the way, like, how many times have that signal? How many times have you like been talked to about like your voice or anything like that? Like, do you know like how unique your?
I really appreciate it, and likewise.
Cool, but bro, like nah, like the way you.
You got crazy voice.
And what's with the song from Korea?
Croatia.
Croatia.
Korea's a crazy.
My bad. I know it was a crow country. Tell me how that came about. Tell me how that came about.
All right. That's I've got some friends. Yeah, Jaden, Jaden's in the podcast now.
Sure. I'm gonna ask you what's your albums? What's your songs? I can't. I'm trying to pull freaking.
Let me plug you. Pause.
Nom de Gar.
Nom de Guerre? Yeah. So that's NOM. That's NOM space, right? DEGUREER.
I was never getting that angle.
GUERRE.
Yeah. GUERRE.
By KenZ.
Yeah.
KenZ and in mode.
KENZ. Yes, sir.
There it is. You see that?
For lovers.
Oh yeah, boy. This isn't Billie Jean. I'm joking.
You want me to do Billie Jean?
I think that. Oh, no. Keep it on this because, like I said, I don't want to get copyrighted.
No, you're right.
With Jaden.
With Jaden.
With Jaden.
Whoa. Tell me what it was. Tell me what it is. Hearing Q and Jaden, but no, we Smith. Slap you at the Oscars. You know how I rocker. Off the top like Cap to the soda pop, never stopping. Okay, I'm waving out the window, saying hi and then ho. I am gonna go out, waving out the window. Drive by, shoot ups. Wait, I don't want that. I just wanna come with homies. I just give y'all dap. Oh, they don't like that. I just give y'all hugs, cause I just give y'all love, indeed.
Hey.
Indeed.
Sitting at the table.
Whoa.
With Ken and Jaden.
Whoa.
I don't watch cable.
Oh.
Pass the cable. Pass the cord. Pass the torch.
Woo.
Go to war in my feelings. But yeah.
Yeah.
Nom de guerre for lovers.
But I've been a fighter though. Everybody know I say high and hold like I just said before. And I just caught a flow, got it all for the flow. Whoa. I just want to see y'all have a little message. I ain't messy, I just come not depressing. I just came with a smile on my face. Any, every way. Okay, I came with the propane like I'm hate heal. Came with the Bobby, I don't know how you feel. Q got the voice and Jaden got the lyrics. Okay, we just came in with KenZ and we killed it like.
Yeah. That was awesome. That was the first Pass the Chord freestyle on the Gulf Coast Music Podcast.
Hey,
this is yeah, man. Jaden, you got anything to say?
Jaden, what you got to say, man?
What I got to say? I want to ask you a couple questions, but I say, I ain't want to, disrupt the flow. No.
Hey, it ain't nothing, Jaden. Me and Jaden locked in now, so.
I was gonna say, what was how do you go about writing lyrics to? Not bad. Hello.
We got Jaden in the piece now.
I'm gonna say how.
This is a bonus episode. The Jaden part.
Just get closer to Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, how do you go about writing lyrics?
Okay. So Jaden, me and you have been talking about doing some new work together. We just met today, right?
Yeah.
So, you say that you're proficient in what instrument?
Baritone.
Oh, okay. A baritone. Baritone what?
A baritone, euphonium, a small tuba, part of the tuba family.
Okay, so
a low brass instrument.
So
pretty cool though.
The way that you practice your instrument is the same way that I practice mine. So the lyrics is my instrument. That's why I'm supposed to know how to do it. I'm supposed to be able to, if I threw on something and said, hey, this is what key is in, like on the spot, due to your practice, you can probably freestyle, quote unquote, something over it. And I could ask you the same thing, like, dude, I have no idea how you do that. Like I don't see that. So when someone gives me a word or somebody gives you a key, they know what to do with it. And that's my job as well. So my lyrics is my instrument, my voice is my instrument. Like I'm expected to have like a little bit more range than someone just off of the street would, So if I gave you like a feeling, maybe you couldn't write down how you feel,
right?
But you could probably tell me what it sounds like. So it's the same. It's the practice.
I got you.
I hate people saying, I won't say I hate, but I'm tired of when people are like, just go practice. Just go try it out. I got this way off of practice. And that's an honest, true answer to that question. It's a very real, surreal answer. But you don't have to know my instrument if you're already good at yours. So I've always wanted to learn guitar. I want to be better at piano. But when I see people do certain things, I'm like, I have no idea how that's done.
Nah,
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Quincy over here, he be playing some songs. I'm like,
piano's easy. What you do?
Well, yeah, piano easy to people who know how to play piano.
All you do is just put your fingers
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
all you
so-
do is put your fingers down. For my horn, yeah. If I were to bring my horn here right now, start playing some stuff, be like, how you do that? I'll be like, oh, you just blow into it and you press the right valves into the right, right order, right sequence, and you make the right pitch. You get the right sound, then.
But you have to breathe. It doesn't matter how you breathe when he's pressing keys. Right. And the thing about like a keyboard, it'll never be out of tune.
Yeah, unless you make it out of tune.
But you have to try.
Yeah, you have to try.
You can have a guitar out of tune on accident. You leave a guitar sitting down for too long, it'll be out of tune.
Yeah.
A keyboard, you plug that thing in, it's gonna be in tune every single time. Doesn't matter which key that you press. If I'm pressing the A key, an A note is gonna get played.
Right.
If I strum a string on the guitar, if I the top E string is the top E string.
Probably.
Yeah. So like on a bass, I know it's E or A. But like if I plug the E string on a bass, I'm not guaranteed to get
the same.
The same thing.
Pick.
So that's one of the things that when I think of piano, like, oh yeah, that's something. Like and like a grand piano comes with a tuner. Like a Steinway comes with a tuner. It comes with its own guy.
Dang.
Guitar players, they have their own guitars. Like, but if you want to tune a piano, you're not gonna know how to do that yourself.
No, you gotta find a guy.
You gotta find a guy. But usual people just have like a regular keyboard, and that never has to be tuned. Electric guitars still have to be tuned. Like trombones, like you have to change the oil, the spit valve on it. You gotta. It's like a car. You gotta change the carburetor on a tuba. I'm not doing that, bro. I don't know. So to me, that's amazing. But
it's easier than it looks.
Same thing with the lyrics, man. Like it's something.
That makes sense. Cause I used to write a lot of stuff. Like back in school, I used to write like some poems. And I used to think, like, dang, that would go hard, like, on a beat or something. But I never got to, like, actually developing that skill because I was in the band and I was so busy. I was like, nah, I couldn't be a rapper. And also, I was still finding my voice. Like, me 5 years ago, it didn't sound like this. I didn't sound so, confident, so clear. I was low-key being muddy because I didn't even know what words to say next after, I ain't had no confidence in my speech.
Sometimes you have to be able to, as an engineer, it's important to hear somebody's background. I've had enough time with people where I can hear that you have muddiness in your voice, even how you speak now. Yeah. Like, I've heard people with lisp that, like, got over their lisp, like, later on in life, and I'm like, hey, like, mind it. Like,
I forget what a lisp is. What it is.
It's like somebody, somebody spitting with. Like they have sometimes somebody who doesn't have a lisp at all, they'll just be dehydrated and a lot of water or a lot of like they'll salivate a lot. Yeah. So I'll just be like, do you need water? Like take a break, get hydrated, you'll sound better. Or stand up. Like there's certain like body things, there's certain body motions that make someone sound better. It helps them to project better. And like simple stuff like when Q is like, hey, get closer to the mic. There's certain microphone presence that matters. That you as a brass.
Brass.
So as a brass player, you don't have to mind those things. But like I'm sure like posture is probably important. I'm sure breath control is probably important.
Yeah.
So some things like as a vocalist, because every vocalist doesn't have to be a rapper, but every vocalist I would recommend like know some mechanics in what they're doing with their body and their voice.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a practice. It's a practice. It's a trial and error thing. I just left from like a jam session just with some friends that were just, it was amazing. I couldn't recognize any of the songs, and I was like, give me a topic. And they would play like the cajon, a bass, a guitar, and we could go for maybe like 40 minutes. We've done it downtown. Like I can call maybe like 4 guys, and we're like, yeah, we had a band with no name just because we could switch out anybody at any time. And like mid set, like an hour in, somebody would get up from the drums, hand the sticks to somebody else. The person off of the drums would pick up the bass, take over bass. Person from the bass would probably get on the mic. I would go sit down for a little bit or go get some more people to come get the band. So, like, just switching out. Jam sessions are very important. So
That's nice. That's nice. You said we're supposed to have a jam session when we came back.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, we got to. We still got to.
I'm working on it.
do you have a date?
We have well, no, we just have like we just have this like music group, just a collection of a few students that play music instruments on campus, and yeah, we've got the facilities to have a little session that we're gonna try to put together. But we still have the concerts. Are you interested in doing one of the concerts that we have coming up this year?
Oh, I didn't even know we had that.
Let's put aside like 6 hours and record like a jam session.
You down?
I'll do that.
I'm down. When, where?
Y'all want to do it this month or next month? Little behind the scenes. We're recording this right now. It's about 10:40 Central, Wednesday, February 12th, 2025.
I'm down this weekend.
This weekend you want to do?
I'm joking.
You got 6 hours to put aside this weekend?
I'm down for whatever.
Y'all want to do March later this February? What? How many?
March on 3.
We could do March. I feel like March is good.
March on 3. 1,
2, 3, March.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do it. The battle's on the 26th. You want to do it before or after the battle?
I want
The battle.
I want post KenZ battle.
Post KenZ battle. Let's do the 28th. That Friday.
You battling somebody?
Yeah, Ali. Yeah.
Well, let's do the Friday after that.
The Friday after that. That's April. What you want to say? April on 3 now?
Maybe Thursday.
Maybe Thursday. Okay. So that's the 27th. That's the day after the battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Word. Yeah, we can do that.
I want that tension.
Okay. Word. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Pause. Yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah. If anyone's hearing this, will this be out soon? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if anyone's hearing this within
Jam session, pull up.
Jam
No
session, pull up, hit me up about it. Hit Q up or hit me up. Even Jaden, if you see Jaden out
Oh,
here,
don't
lacking,
hit me up.
Hit Jaden up about it. Q, where can they find you at?
Find me in Mobile at Spring Hill College.
Okay, word. Here, I'm
Find
gonna
me
get
on Instagram at QSteezy _ and YouTube at QSteezy.
All right, word. Or hit me up, KenZ Sounds, KenZ .sounds on Instagram. Just send me a DM. We'll have a group chat going. Yeah. Sounds with the Z. But yeah. We'll get that off the ground. SOUNDZ. Sounds. But yeah, man, we got to get something like that off the ground, man. But this has been fun, man. I've enjoyed kicking it with y'all, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks so much, Ken.
Of course.
What's up, Jaden? All right, guys. It's been another great episode of Gulf Coast Music. This is our second wave, KenZ. Thank you, guys.